We'll go for like about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, great.
All right.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I know exactly, right? Let's just see what happens. Um, how do you know David?
UK improv scene a bit. So he came and coached a team that I'm in called Tiny Stories. And you know another member of Tiny Stories, my other half actually, Russell. I think you've been in touch with him about
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
at some point. Yeah. And where else have we met David? Yeah, he came and did a masterclass here at Deacon Street Arts in Leicester, which is really good. Kind of all about coming in with nothing, which was very interesting because my background is doing lots of very premisey improv, so trying to get away from that a bit.
Oh, yeah. I've kind of in that same come from nothing camp, but let's just let's have some fun, see what happens.
Sure.
Yay! And Kai, right? Is that how you say it? Kai?
Ki. Yeah, short for Kieran.
Oh, folks, we are live right now. My good friend Ki, who I just became really good friends with, and we're going to do a scene that's about 10 minutes. Ki, we have numbers 1 through 7. You can pick any of those numbers, and that'll be our suggestion. So what number?
I'm going to go with 4.
4, really good suggestion. It comes from our friend David Escobedo. Yes, yay, David. Our suggestion is the rules for Monopoly.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, board's all set up.
Okay.
You look nervous.
I mean, the stakes are high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either we're going to get married or we're not. It just depends on the outcome of this game.
That's right. That's what I agreed to, and I'm going to stand by that. I'm going to 100% stand by it. Can I be the dog?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be top hat.
You would.
Yeah.
You would be the top hat.
Because when we get married, I'm going to be wearing a top hat, and you're going to be bringing the dog.
That's right. Whatever happens, actually, whatever happens, yeah. Can I still have the dog, whether I win or you win, or either way? Can I still have the dog?
Oh yeah, you could have Pitsy for sure. Either way, yeah.
Okay.
You were worried that I was going to keep Pitsy if I lost?
I just I don't know. Sometimes you and Pitsy, you together, it feels like you guys are like maybe there's a you get. I don't. Sometimes I think Pitsy likes you better than me.
Yeah, she does for sure. 100%. That's very insightful. She does, but that doesn't mean like I can't like you more than I like her.
So it's like we have a Pitsy likes you more, but you like me more than the dog. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, I guess like we're living in a Tennessee Williams play. It's like
with the dog.
With the
yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I feel like I want to make things better somehow, but I'm making it worse.
I mean, I really like the dog, and I really like how things are.
Okay.
Like pre-Monopoly, and I just think that if we play Monopoly, then things are going to change. It's going to be different.
Oh.
We know where we are without Monopoly.
Right.
Now maybe with Monopoly, things might be different.
Wow. I never thought of it that way.
Because like one of us could end up in prison. You don't know what's going to come out of chance. Literally anything could come out of there. I mean, it's limited to what's on the cards, but in that, it's a lot of things could happen. And, I just worry.
I mean, makes sense. If you think about it, you took a chance on me. You took a big chance on me. I mean, you took a big chance on me.
I did. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I did, I guess. Well, you took a chance on me.
Oh no, here comes the waterworks. God, I did. I mean, we took a chance on, I mean, I was divorced 3 times and I'm like, I'm never going to meet somebody. And then you
Yeah,
popped up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel it's probably not appropriate to make a community chest joke, but
Go for it. I say go for it. If you want to make one, you can go for it.
well, you know, I was helping out all kinds of people, and I felt like a bit like maybe I was kind of the community chest, just kind of like, hey, have some tax return stuff, and here's you've won £10 in a beauty contest. I used to give those out, as you know, the £10 prizes for beauty contests.
I know. And you know what? To be honest, you should have won that award.
The £10 beauty prize.
The waterworks are starting.
Maybe this isn't the right game to decide our future. Like maybe we should play.
Life?
That's quite on the nose. Yeah, the game of life. We'd have to start halfway through because we already have our house and we already have Pitsy.
Right. Well, if you want, we don't have to play this Monopoly game at all. We can not play it. Or we could change the rules
We could change the rules.
of Monopoly. It's our game.
So you're saying we could just put the rules maybe back in the box?
Yeah.
Well, what if we
Yeah.
instead of I try and buy places and you try and buy places,
Yeah.
we could like just go around together?
Let's do that.
Yeah, so that it's not the dog versus the top hat. It's like the top hat and the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's here. I'm gonna try and put the hat on the dog.
It's not going to fit.
I know. The dog fits on the hat, so I'm gonna put the dog on the hat.
Excellent. Well, maybe the dog could go in the car.
Yes. All right. So dog goes in the car. Okay, and okay, good. So why don't you roll? Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
We'll start traveling together.
Okay. So if I roll,
Yeah.
and if we're going around together, I think what I'm trying to say is
Yes.
yes, I'll marry you.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I don't know why. I was just like it was. And we don't have. Let's.
Oh, you're kidding me! Like oh my God! I was so worried. You were worried too.
I got it in my head about it, and I was like, oh no, it needs to be like the hand of fate. I can't just make a choice. I've got to do some kind of crazy thing where we've got to pass go, and maybe one of us still might end up in prison. Probably you, but
I mean, I'm gonna probably go back. To be honest, I am very sketchy.
Yes, so sketchy, but I mean, in an adorable way.
Really?
Like non-horrible way, and so I'm going to stop making major life decisions through board games.
Nobody's ever believed in me before. Nobody, my parents, nobody, none of my wives, nobody's ever, you believe in me.
Well, yeah, I do. I believe in you so much that I will share my Monopoly pieces with you and travel the board with you and take on whatever the world throws at us.
Louise, hold my hand. Hold my hand.
Okay, I will. I'm holding your hand.
Nobody's ever believed in me. You, Louise, have a monopoly on my heart. And I'm never going to let that go. Never. And I'll try not to be in prison. I'll try not to go back to prison. I really will try. I really will try. I'm making you the honest to goodness promise that I really will try not to go back
Please
to
try, really
Yes,
try,
I
like
will.
properly.
I will.
And if you try not to go to prison, and if have the monopoly of your heart, I could build a house there. I could build a hotel there.
We could pass go for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. Like this could be go right now. This is go. We're at go.
This is go. We're at go.
We're at go.
It's a brand new, you know what? This is a brand new game. This is a brand new game. I'm
Yeah.
not even going to say I'm going to try. I'm going to say I'm going to do because
Do
there
it.
is no trying.
That's right. That's right. There's no trying in Monopoly. There's just, and if we're playing together, then we both win. We can't lose.
You're so great because like nobody else would agree to play a board game to make the stakes of our relationship, but you would. And I'm not saying that this was a test of any sort, but what I'm saying is like I realized that was just such a dumb idea, and I was so scared. I was so scared.
Same. I was just like, oh well, the board game will decide. I always let other things make my decisions for me. That this is my decision coming from me. And yeah, and it's you, me, and Pixie.
And happily ever after.
I mean, yeah, we'll work on it.
No.
Mwah.
Oh, yay, see. Oh, Ki, you're the best.
That was lovely.
That was so nice.
Yes.
That was so great. Thanks for playing.
No, thanks for letting me come along. It was good fun.
Where can people find you online?
So on Facebook, just yesterday I did a solo show for the first time, which is called The Sharpstown. I'm going to be repeating it next Wednesday. I'm setting up a page for that.
Wait. What time? What time?
It's Wednesdays at 9 p.m. UK time.
Got it. Okay.
And yeah, so that's The Sharpstown. And then the groups that I'm in, Tiny Stories and The Same Faces, you can find us online, both on Facebook and I think other social media. And there's the Midlands Super Group, which is a collective of female improvisers. And so if you want to know what female and non-binary improvisers are up to in the Midlands area, check out the Super Group, Midlands Improv Super Group, because we post a lot of stuff there. And a lot of people I know are doing some very cool, interesting things with this new platform. So.
Oh yeah, how are you liking it?
It's been really interesting. I stayed away from doing any improv for a while. For the first few weeks of lockdown, I kind of closed myself off a bit, but it's been good to come back and do things. And the solo show yesterday was did it through Facebook Live with the comments kind of directing what I talked about or did, and that was really fun. What it reminded me of as well is that the audience are just hilarious. They're coming up with gold, and I'm just channeling it.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Oh wow, yeah, it is definitely something that like takes a moment to get used to, but then when you do, it's like, oh, there's so many more things you could do now. And I feel like with those chats and everything, that people are more engaged than like a normal long form improv show.
Yeah. I think you've got to kind of kill a few darlings in terms of what you love about live stage in-person improv, and accept that isn't always going to work. Yeah. And also be open to, and this is classic basics of improv, but be open to doing things that don't work and learning from them and trying something different. Which I think when you're a bit more established and you've done a few more shows under your belt, you kind of forget that beginner phase of, oh, things don't work, I'll try something new. So maybe it's good for a few of us to kind of get back into that mindset.
Oh, wow, 100%. Like, I think you forget about it, and then you have to, like you said, you got to go back and go through it. And then like for some that are more experienced, like have been doing it for a long time, there's that thrill of before a show, this could go terribly wrong. That thrill where it's like, yep, this could. And you have to, like you said, you have to do some of those clunky shows and those bad scenes and be like, oh, that person's freezing. What do I do now?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's kind of when you're returning to the kind of the earlier days for people who, you know, who like yourself, who've been doing it for a very long time, to kind of go, oh yeah, I didn't used to always know that things would work out. But then you're learning to trust yourself again in a different format, which is, yeah, always interesting.
Yeah, and you're being a, you know, you can do things now online that you can't do on a stage. And like you said, you got, it's changing the mindset of, well, like you have to let go of the things that you just can't do that you used to be able to do. You can still enjoy it, but like that
Yeah,
live interaction thing is gone.
yeah,
You just adjust it, and
yeah.
improvisers are the best at adjusting in the moment,
We should be, right?
right?
But sometimes you get stuck in the things that you want. I think it's tough. Uh, there's interesting things around trying to do more physical stuff, and how do you bring that to this format is a real challenge. And for those who are more naturally kind of physical, move around improvisers, that might be, yeah, it's a tricky one to work. And also, it really depends sometimes for some performers what kind of space you're able to find to perform
Yeah.
in. Because we don't all have that same space to move around in. Some people are in much closer quarters, and maybe might even have housemates or family members who, why are you taking over the whole living room to do a gig from your living room? You know? But yeah, it's really cool to see how people have tried to adapt to it and tried different things. That's been really fun to see.
I notice a lot of dogs hate improv. A lot of dogs will bark and will come up on the owner's laps because they think that there's something wrong with
Yeah,
their owner.
yeah. Why are you
Yeah.
scared? Into this box. We had a fun Tiny Stories gig at a place called Deacon Street Arts in Leicester, where one of our audience members brought her sausage dog, and he was dressed as a crocodile at the time. He had a little outfit,
Of
and he
course.
just ran into the stage at one point. And so obviously we had to kind of just accept the reality of the dog running across the stage that was just as a crocodile, which is quite fun. But yeah, I think pets, I've managed, improv wise I haven't had any problems, but my cat has managed to get herself in the way of a couple of work meetings, and that just distracts everybody because everyone's more excited about the cat than anything I've got to say in work. So
Yeah, it's like, oh, what's your cat's name? Oh, show us the cat. And you're like, you know,
yeah.
I worked at a theater in Chicago, and the owner had two dogs and would come through the theater frequently, and the dogs would come on stage. And so you're like, oh,
That's so
there.
you just have to kind of be like, oh, the dog's here now. That's
Yep.
fine. Yeah.
And then the owner would be, who was, I think, deaf in one ear, would be like, come, get off the stage during the show. You're like, cool, yep, go. It's like, oh boy. But utilize it. And when a screen freezes, it's like there's no more thrilling feeling than you're doing a scene and then the other person is frozen.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
That must be quite a challenge. I think it's interesting, the numbers of people that you can get doing this. So you can't get, or I've not yet seen people do a Zoom style where you've got loads of players and you've got that kind of chaos that you can get on stage sometimes that can turn into something. So it feels more kind of focused and more direct between fewer people, which again is just the area to explore, I suppose.
I tried one with 10 people the other day, doing a long
How did
form.
it go?
It was pretty good. I think it was more successful because the people in the show were more experienced, so they didn't have to like jump in all the time. But there were definitely
Yeah.
times where it was like somebody would pop up and then they'd see somebody else there, and then they would like quickly go and do this and then like stop their video and then start it up again. So there were moments of that were fun. But like I think in the most part, it's like you said, it's just trial and error and see what works and then do bad stuff. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to be. So like just trying and seeing what works. But now I can improvise with you, which I would not have had the chance before. So
Yeah.
I'd like to thank
Yeah.
David Escobedo too and Monica, because he suggested this, and it's like this never would have happened before.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. It's really cool to be able to improvise with someone who's the other side of the world. It's absolutely mad. Yeah. and yeah, it's brilliant. Thanks very much to David for connecting us, and all the stuff that he does with the Improv Boost in particular, kind of boosting loads of teams and individuals is really. I do think that improv, even though I wasn't improvising for a few weeks early into lockdown, the improv community still felt like a really a community that was really keen to keep connection. So that was really nice to see. And yeah, and I think there's a few, certainly in the UK, I know of a few groups that are doing things to just check in with people, not even to necessarily do workshops or perform, but just to kind of connect, because that's what the challenge is at the moment, isn't it? It's that connection.
And that's what we get from improv. And now it's like, yeah, I think improvisers are leading the way to be like, hey, I just want to check in, or let's get on this Google Hangout or this Zoom chat, and let's just get together and hang out and play a game or just check in. And I think that is, you're right, that's the one thing missing, is this connection.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I also am really interested in how other shows, so non-improv shows, scripted shows, are managing. So things like the live evening shows that you get in the US and places like that, where you have interviews and things like that. And that as a format, I think is giving a nice kind of framework or model that you could play with as improvisers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested to see when all of this is over, what do we bring back from this to live shows, and find ways to do things like this again, actually, you know, where you get people from other sides of the world together and share that with people. I think it would be really great if that's a silver lining that comes out of all of the clouds we've been under lately.
Yeah, 100%. I do think the technology is going to get better and faster, and we're going to start doing things and having classes and shows online. It's just going to be part of our normal. And then we'll just find out how to make it more effective and easier as it goes. I think we were thrown into this because you had no choice. So it's like, all right, we have no choice. And as improvisers, a lot of us in the US especially, it's like, oh, we have no work coming in right now. There's things we're doing that are offshoots of improv. Like I do corporate learning as well. And it's like, well, that all dried up. So let's try it. And then that leads to more innovation, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So it's here to stay.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, things like doing training online, I think, you know, the organization that I work for got very good at working from home very quickly. I'm now furloughed, so, but for a while I was working from home, and it changes your communication style a little bit within a team in that way. And I think, again, improv can be improv for life skills can be really helpful with being okay with the uncertainty, like you were saying earlier about people freezing mid-performance. But if you're in a work meeting or things like that, the uncertainty about, you know, at the start of those meetings, that really awkward kind of like, hello, oh, you, and uncertainty around that we're going through at the moment. There's definitely some of the things that you can learn from improv around being okay with things just being completely up in the air. But then how do you share that with non-improvisers? That's an interesting challenge to look at. You can't walk into a room full of people at all, but you can't walk into a Zoom meeting full of non-improvisers and just be like, because I improv, I am dealing with this very, very well.
Totally.
You've got to find a way to kind of say, maybe this would help. But
yeah. No, it's I mean, so true, so insightful.
It sounds like you're diversifying so much and doing so many different things.
Trying, and it's also part of it is just trying to stay busy and be like, now I have to, you know, stay creative. So how can I do that in this setting? And then just accepting the reality of like, this is how it is. And like, I can either not improvise and do stuff, or I go, all right, let's try it. And it leads to like more of these exciting moments. And like, hopefully this will not be the last time we get to perform together. I really enjoyed it. And I want to do another one of these with you again.
Yeah, I'd love to. That'd be great. Yeah.
Wow. You're the best. Thank you so much. It was really great hanging with you, and let's talk more.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much, Jay.
All right. Bye, Ki.